If you've been uploading designs and hearing nothing but crickets, no sales, no traction, nothing, I want to stop you for a second because the problem probably isn't your store or probably isn't your design either. The problem is the niche. You might be going after ideas that are completely oversaturated, where hundreds of sellers are already competing for the same customer. And when you are new, you can't win that fight. What you can win is a low competition niche where the demand is there, but the crowd isn't. That's what this whole video is about. I got 5 of them for you right now. The concept, the competition score, the AI prompt, and I'm going to break down exactly how each one of these can get your first sell. Let's get into it. If this is your first time here, my name is RJ Martinez. I've been doing print on demand for over 9 years and selling online for over 10. I've generated hundreds and thousands of dollars doing this full time. Every week I come back to share my research with you so you don't have to spend hours trying to figure out on your own. Do me a quick favor before we dive in. If you get any value from this video, smash that like button. It tells the algorithm this content is worth pushing out, and that means I can keep creating it for you every week. All right, let's get into it. Has a competition score of 142, and it's a dog niche with a twist that makes it completely different from every other dog shirt on Amazon right now. This one stopped me when I found it. So this is the first niche right here, the German Shepherd Cowboy Dog Smoking T-shirt. No, I know what you're thinking, a dog in a cowboy hat, but hear me out. This is not your typical cute dog shirt. This has an edge to it. It's bold. It's absurd. It got that outlaw energy that a very specific buyer responds to immediately. And those buyers, they don't just buy one shirt. Competition score is 142. That's low. Under 150 is where I really start to pay attention because that tells me that there is a demand is real. But the market isn't crowded yet. You can see that the BS are here, the pricing, right? You can see the pricing, $14.99. You look at this, there's definitely a nice little demand here. Okay, it's consistent. There's 1 sale, 2 sale. We look at the sales rank right here to see that if there's a demand. When we see something like this, we want to definitely jump on this, right? And the consistent movement in the data, you can see that the people are buying, right? The design concept is a cinematic Western portrait style. You see that style right there, realistic German Shepherd, furry baby dog, and a black cowboy hat. A cigar style, dusty golden smoke, grudge texture. The key is that it looks like a premium design, not a rushed clip art job. That's what gets a click. Spin off ideas. You could do definitely right here. We could swap off the breed. Okay, you can a golden retriever cowboy, French bulldog cowboy, a Rottweiler cowboy. Every dog breed has a passionate, loyal community of owners who will buy breed specific merch. You're not creating a new concept each time. You are just plugging in a different dog. That's how you scale this into a full catalog fast. Especially if you're trying to make your first sale here. Getting your first sale in a niche like this is knowing the listing and the title. You can see exactly what they're doing here. Okay, your keyword should cover both breeds, for example, so it'd be cowboy western angle, so you can see that how they're doing that and make sure you're priced competitively here. I feel like entering some of these new niches, you can see it's $14.99. You're pricing competitively and you're trying your best to make sales here. Right, so this is going to be the prompt idea I put in over here inside of Ideogram AI to create this image right here. Look at that, pretty cool, huh? Oh, there we go. That one's pretty sick. That one's pretty sick too. Some really cool designs right here for sure. Pretty solid. Right now, obviously, you can mess around with the prompt and switch out just by switching out the German Shepherd, and you can create a totally different style design. So keep that in mind. It's really simple to do, really easy to do, but some really cool images generated back here. So the next one is a 4th of July niche, but it's not a flag shirt. It's a meme. And there's a very specific reason why meme-based patriotic shirts outperform generic flag designs every single summer. So let me show you this one. So next, a vintage 4th of July get-in loser. We are crossing the Delaware. This is a meme shirt built on one of the most iconic images in American history, Washington crossing the Delaware, but with that pop culture twist, right? Get-in loser meme. And that combination of history plus internet humor is what hits multiple audience at the same time. Competition score 474 here. Now that's higher, but with the 4th of July content, the timing is everything. This is a seasonal niche, which means the volume of buyers here spike hard in June and July. If you get a well-designed listing up before that rush, you're competing for a much bigger pool of buyers than you would be any other time of the year. The design angle here is vintage Americana, cream colored distress. You see that, right? Typography, a cartoon style take on the famous painting red, white, and blue palette. That screen printing aesthetic. It looks like something you find at a boutique patriotic shop, not a generic POD store. That's the goal. Spin-off ideas here. There are so many meme formats you can apply to historical moments. Tell me you're an American without telling me. Living my best colonial life. Any patriotic phase with an iconic or humorous spin is worth researching. The history meets meme formula has a lot of runway in it. Okay. So to get your first sale here, upload early, ideally 6 to 8 weeks before July 4th. So Amazon has time to index your listing. The further out, the better. Use keywords like 4th of July and patriotic, funny, 4th of July, and then American history meme. The buyers searching for 4th of July gifts are motivated and ready to spend. And by looking at this sales rank right here, I want you to check this out. Look, it's starting to crank, okay? The last 30 days, you're going to see that it made a sell on May 18th. So the first sell on May 18th, but look, it's already pushing close to 100K BSR, which means something like this is going to most likely trend, and you want to get ahead of this. So you're going to see this is the prompt idea that I put in right here. Now, everything I'm going to have in this video is I'm going to have a free download for you to download down below in the description if you want to check out any of these prompts or the niches. I have it all in a nice spreadsheet for you to look at, which is really cool. Now, get in, loser. We are crossing the Delaware. You're going to see that one. Now, remember, AI doesn't usually, doesn't get all the right all the time. So sometimes you may have to reach out to some artists to help you with the actual design concept to draw, like, let's say, like George Washington. Okay. Or maybe even have to rework the actual prompt a bit more, right? I feel like I would have to come in here and rework this prompt and get the George Washington all the way in there. But it's a good concept. Look at Get In, Loser. We're crossing the Delaware. This is some pretty solid stuff here. Some really cool ideas. Now, this third niche combines, the next niche we're going to talk about combines two of the most reliable buying audiences in all of print on demand. With a competition score of 244, there's still real room to get in. I'll also show you a customization angle that most sellers never think to use. So next is going to be this Goldendoodle drinking iced coffee dog with sunglasses. Dog lovers plus coffee lovers in one design. And we found this a few months ago. And both of these audiences are proven consistent buyers on Amazon. Goldendoodle owners specifically are passionate about their breed. They seek out Goldendoodle specific content, products, gifts. So the moment like someone who owns a Goldendoodle sees this shirt, it already feels personal to them. Competition score is like 244. Comfortable, and the design concept here is what makes it stand out. It's not a cartoon dog. It's a realistic, like a portrait style, right? Of a fluffy Goldendoodle in sunglasses, sipping an iced coffee. That lifestyle aesthetic, that influencer energy that makes the shirt feel elevated and current, I feel like right here. That's what gets the screenshot and the share. Spin-off ideas here. This is angle most sellers miss. Apply this exact concept to other popular breeds. Labrador drinking iced coffee. A Bernedoodle with sunglasses. Okay, we went over, I'm thinking like a capybara too would be really, really good. So every breed, swap in a new listing, new SEO opportunity, new community of dog owners you're now reaching. You could build an entire coffee dog collection that covers 20 different dog breeds, right? In one design template. You can also go seasonal with it. An iced coffee version for summer, a hot coffee or a hot cocoa version for winter. That's a really good ideas right there. Okay, season of relevance from one concept. That's the main goal. You get your first sell here. I'm thinking right here, lead with the title with the breed name, Goldendoodle. So go like Golden. Do you think like what concepts would you put here? Goldendoodle shirt, right? But obviously, if you're selling on Amazon, that would be like automatically put there for you. Goldendoodle mom. I think that would work good. Breed owners search Amazon specifically for their dog. Then layer a coffee angle, coffee lover, right? Iced coffee. You're hitting 2 searches of audiences in one listing. I think that's very powerful. All right. So let's go ahead and create the prompt idea and see what it looks like. Okay. So this is the prompt that I put in right here to get this actual image. Now this is more like a cartoon style. I would want to make it a little bit more realistic. It went ahead and put like something like this might work, but look at this little thing here. AI generation doesn't, because that one's pretty solid. But it's it's like it tried to put it on a t-shirt, right? Maybe we'll take that out and do something, but it's pretty cool. So you can see, kind of get the idea, get the concept, and yeah. Real quick, if you're watching this and thinking, I need more niches like this every week, I've got you. I offer a service called the Top Research Design Vault. And right now you get access to over 2,000 niches. And I just dropped a fresh new batch. When you sign up, you get 20 brand new niches delivered to you every single week. And here's what makes it different from just watching a YouTube video. Every single niche comes with the Amazon link, so you can verify it yourself, the competition score, the design angle, the keywords for your listing, and the AI prompt idea. Everything's packaged up and ready to go. You are not starting from scratch. You are just executing. If you are trying to make your first sale or just trying to scale what's already working, this is the shortcut worth looking at. And then also I provided a free download down below to kind of get an example of exactly, what this is right here. And that's going to be down below in the description. We have 2 more niches to go. So let's keep this going. And the next one is going to be a George Washington pun shirt. And I know that sounds like a stretch, but the competition score is 138. And this thing has made me laugh out loud when I found it. Sometimes the most ridiculous concepts is the one that sells. So niche number 4 is handsome, no, Georges, right? So George Washington, 4th of July concept right here. It's a pun, right? And look, I'll be honest, when I first saw it, I laughed. And that is exactly the reaction you want when someone sees a shirt for the first time. Because if it makes you laugh, you share it, right? You tag a friend or you buy it as a gag gift. That shareability is built-in marketing. Competition score is 138. That is low. And for the 4th of July niche, specifically, that's a great position to be in. This hits the patriotic seasonal buyers, but the humor which separates it completely from the sea of flag and eagle shirts that flood Amazon every summer. The design concept is stylish. George Washington portrait, an American flag bandana, as you're going to see right there. Bold, curved typography, vintage style illustration style. You can see that distressed print too as well. You see that, right? And it's got that retro American look that performs well on apparel. And the pun does really well. Someone that reads George Us, they are already smiling when they click the add to cart button for sure. So now, let's think about different ideas. Historical figure puns are a whole lane. I can't tell a lie. This shirt is fire. Abe, absolutely amazing. Any founding father with a pun attached is worth researching. Okay, so you're just thinking about some of these iconic presidents, right? Which is kind of like the play off of this, and they work year round. Okay, so it's more like an evergreen niche, not just for 4th of July, because the history humor fan aren't seasonal buyers; they're always there. So kind of coming over here, looking at you can tell by looking at this BSR, the sales rank, you can see it. All right, look at that. There's definitely a demand here for this niche. So the last 30 days, it's definitely tuning in a bit. So to get your first sale, I think right here, when it comes to something like this with the humor, lean into like the gifting angle hard for this listing copy, like a funny 4th of July, patriotic humor, stuff like that. I feel like history lovers, anything like that, but this type of keywords can definitely work well right here. So you think about it, they're not buying for themselves, they're buying these for gifts. And it's like a huge portion of the sales right here. So let's go ahead and put this into Ideogram and see what comes up. Okay, so this is the prompt idea that I put in right here, and this is what it generated. Handsome, no, okay, I spelled it wrong, but it did a pretty good job. So one thing too, I want you to think about how you can use these elements. Sometimes you're looking at this stuff, you're like, the elements are really solid. So how can you personally use it, for something else? Because I feel like something like this is really good. Handsome, no, there it goes. Georges, solid one. Got it right. Handsome, no, got it right. Georges. Handsome, no, George, pretty good, pretty solid, right? And that's why, Ideogram is probably one of my favorite AI generators because of what it does when it comes to, the text. Like for the most part, it does get it right, but, sometimes, mess up stuff. It can mess up the wording, but for the most part, it does a pretty good job. Last one, and this one is wild. It mixes Christian faith, frog memes, and coffee into one shirt. And I know that combination sounds like it should not work, but with a competition score of 359 and built-in community that absolutely goes crazy for this type of content. It does. Let me show you. This is going to be a niche number 5. First of all, Jesus thinks I'm a delight. Okay. Frog coffee meme t-shirt. And I think like with this one right here, this is like the chaos energy. And this niche is right at the intersection of Christian humor and internet meme culture. And that community is massive, loyal, and they love buying t-shirts. That represents their whole personality at once. Competition score is 359, a little higher, but this niche has something going for it that offsets that number. A built-in audience that actively seek this type of content out. Christian meme culture on social media is huge. You create a version of this shirt and pair it with even basic SEO. You're sitting in front of buyers who are already primed to purchase. The design concept, I just want you to think about this too, like funny stuff like this that people love to share. But look at this. It's like people are sharing this with their friends on the internet, and I can see something like this going viral. That's the first thing I'm thinking about when it comes to creating anything like this is, you know, how can you create something that people can share? So like looking at the design concept, a realistic green frog upright holding a pink coffee mug, wearing a large bow. You can see that with a bold curved typography. Okay. It's chaotic, it's feminine, and it's weird. That's exactly why it works. And I feel like that's, you know, that's definitely the selling point. Now, I think when it comes like this, like spin-off ideas, the Jesus thinks I'm a delight phrase is the template. You can swipe with the frog for a different animal, add different accessories, or take the faith plus humor angle into a whole series. God knew what he was doing when he made me. I'm kind of a big deal in the church parking lot. There's a whole content laid for Christian humor, POD sellers that most people aren't fully tapping into. So there's definitely, and making sure that everything I'm sharing with you, you double check for trademarks and copyrights. That's very important to do. And to get your first sale here, okay, your keywords need to cover both sides of this niche. Hit the faith angle, Christian, funny Christian, faith humor, and hit the aesthetic angle. Frog, cottagecore, cute, funny. You know what I mean? You're researching 2 search audiences with 1 listing. That's a massive visibility without spending $1 on ads. That's how you get that organic spend. Now let's go ahead and take this over into Ideogram and create the design. All right. So first of all, Jesus thinks I'm a delight. This is solid, right? This is pretty. I think that one's okay. I like what they did with the pink text. That's pretty solid. It's matching, you know, the design concept here. Better. This one's better. I think this one's pretty cool. Yeah, did a good job with that. I can feel like the bow's not on the frog's head, so it kind of throws it off. This one looks like it's wrapped around, but it's not because it's missing here. But you may be able to get away with that one right there. This one right here, same thing. The bow's like a little bit off the head, but it still might work. I think this one might be the best one right here. I think that's a solid design. This one is it. Pretty cool. All right, so that's 5 niches, 5 first sale strategies. Drop a comment below and tell me what you are uploading first. Seriously, let me know. I read these and I want to hear what you're working on. And real talk, the biggest thing that separates sellers who make their first sale from sellers who are still waiting months from now is just taking action on what they find. You now have 5 low competition niches, the design concepts, the AI prompt, and a keyword strategy for each one. The only thing left is to execute. If you got value out of this, smash that like button. It helps this video reach more POD sellers who need exactly this kind of content. And subscribe if you're not already. I drop fresh niches and strategies every single week. The top research design vault is in the description down below. You get access to over 2,000 niches with everything you need to keep your upload schedule full. Free download is there too, so you can check it out before you commit. And also, if you want ready to upload designs, I have that down below in the description too. I've been having success with customers making their first sales by downloading and purchasing this bundle. If you want more low competition like this, watch this video right here next. Thank you very much for watching and peace out.